All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today. Stephanie Edwards is out today. She's at a conference in Connecticut, so yay for her. And so she asked me to step in and fill in for her. This is today's or this week's presentation on tools for success in life. And today, as you can see, our topic is knowing your resources and how to stay safe at Weatherford College. So there's a number of things that we're going to be talking about today. I am not really talking about anything. I'm letting my speakers do that. Our speakers are going to be Kathy Rankin of the Weatherford College Library. She is the research librarian, is that correct? Research librarian. This will be followed by Catherine Neal of Follow Our Lead, who is such a great group of people who help us out here at Weatherford College in a variety of ways. This will be followed by Amy Schwartz-Jarrett, our counselor. That will be followed by, is that Nancy back there? No, Ellie, that's Ellie back there from Coyote Clinic. And then last but certainly not least will be Officer Lauren Foster of the Weatherford College Police Department. And with that being said, come on up and let's get started.
Okay, so you're just going to run me through. All right. Hi, Kathy Rankin, research and instruction librarian. But I'm here kind of wearing two hats. The first hat that I'm wearing is concerning the Roots Resource Room. Roots is part of what's called our QEP, Quality Enhancement Plan. It's doesn't matter how it all started, but it is here. Students will find it on their, you'll find it on your Canvas dashboard. You will choose what color you want it to be. It's called the WC Roots Resource Room. And go ahead to the next one. And they, whoops, there we go. Nope, no problem. And it's basically that resources will help you as a student move forward. What we've done with this is we've broken it down into 5 categories: student services, student resources, health and wellness, career and transfer, and student clubs. So if you have a question, you can take a look. If you have for example, emergency procedures, what are they? After this presentation, if you're like, well, I don't remember what was said, you can come back to the Roots Resource Room. You can click this, and we're not actually going to go into a big demo of it, but you can click that and it'll take you to the website, the college website, very quickly to find out what the emergency procedures are. I need help finding a mentor. What's the difference between a mentor and an advisor? Click on that, you can find out. I have a sinus infection or other minor medical problem. Where can I get help? Click this. So this was a cool place to start, because in the end, all of the resources that we have on campus, plus many more that are even going to be discussed. I'm not sure we actually have FOL on here. We may want to add something about that as a specific. So these are quick questions that we in the library, to be honest, have heard over the years that people have asked us about. And so when I was working on this tool, we put those questions in. So this is available on your Canvas classroom. Faculty have access to it. If staff are interested in having access to it, all you need to do is go to the library homepage. And under course and topics, and we have a Roots link there. But for students and faculty, it is available 100% on Canvas. So we can just go ahead. Then the college library is just, we've got all kinds of resources. It's not just academic resources that are out there. We also now have recreational reading, listening, magazines that are available. The library is available through Canvas and also on the college website. You also have access to a librarian 365 days a year. We are on call weekends and holidays, so that if students are doing any research and they're having trouble, if they're having trouble with passwords, things like that, even, to be honest, we do have information on how to handle that. So we provide academic sources, books, ebooks, articles, streaming documentaries, movies, tutorials, research guides, as well as the leisure reading and listening and magazines that we have now added. Go ahead. And so this is the homepage of the library website. And right now we're kind of highlighting our recreational reading. And that also is available for faculty, staff. And so, does anybody have any questions on either library or roots? And if you do, come on over to the library or call us or email us at library@wc.edu.
Our next presenter will be Catherine Wood, from FOL, all around you.
I'm the quality program director, and I've been in this position for about 6 years now. Really with Weatherford College, our great community. Our grant fund, oh, that one was fun. This is a grant funded coalition through the state, so we are with Tarrant County. This is the last year of this grant cycle, so fingers crossed it renews because we love it out here. But we are a drug and alcohol prevention coalition, and we also focus on wellness and in dimensions of wellness, really. We have activities and events on campus all the time. We work with community partners in the area. We like to really try to bring resources that are out there and bring them here on campus, just so that students kind of know what's out there. We had that free depression screening with Safe Harbor last week. Sometimes they do pro bono counseling sessions for students that don't have insurance. So I always think it's really great. I think it takes a village to try to help the community, especially with some of the dangers that are out there right now with fentanyl and but DEA actually just updated that now it's every 7 out of 10 pills. I think most of y'all were in the fentanyl presentation in the naloxone, and the data is literally changing every day, and the lethal dose has already gone up with the amount of pills. And right now we have t-shirts back there that say choose not to use. Currently, that is our hashtag this year, and also Big Coyote Wise, which those t-shirts do have that first hashtag on. So we haven't had t-shirts in a while, but also over here we have QR codes. If anyone is interested in joining FOL, I think it would be great. You can help think of events and planning. I know I work with a lot of y'all with events. But for students, when I kind of try to let them know you can get involved, maybe almost like an intern, like an outside perspective. What would you like to see on campus is what we try to ask the students and kind of inform them of the events that we do have coming up. A lot of the students that do join FOL, I'll let them know you can put that on your resume. If you volunteer with us, put those hours on your resume. And I've written recommendation letters or reference letters for students that have helped us. This other QR code that says scan me would take you to our website, directly to the FOL website, which has a lot of information about fentanyl, naloxone, upcoming events and activities. We plan to put all of our community partners' websites on there as well, so you can see what's going on out in the community. And there's information about alcohol, marijuana, just everything. So y'all check it out. Hopefully you can scan it from there. And if you would like to join, you can also try to scan it from there. And if you have any additional questions, if you're trying to reach me, that is my email. Does anyone have any questions right now?
So fentanyl is back.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
No, in a hospital, yeah, unfortunately. I know we just recently did those trainings out here and supplied some naloxone, and yeah, now that it's 7 out of 10 out of everything that's taken off the streets, it's illegal.
is it being found with marijuana?
Yes. It blows my mind. I think the question when it comes to like, why do they do that? You know, you're stealing your customers. They don't care. They just see money signs. It's all about profit. The profit that they get is insane, and they're always trying to place things to help people get a better time. Like, oh, mine's better. We've added this to it. We've given it some legs. It's going to last longer and hit you harder. And then they just keep coming back. But you never really know how much is in each pill when they make it like that. So it's just getting more and more dangerous. It's in edibles. And on edibles, they found it in some of those. Yeah, really sad story from who did the training for our organization. She's an EMT, and a 5-year-old had passed away from getting into their kids' gummies, which were marijuana gummies, but there was actually fentanyl released in them. And so we try to get a lot of the stats from poison control as well in the CDC, but they don't always put in. I believe the little girl they put it was I don't remember what they put it as. I can't recall. But it didn't have to do with actual fentanyl. It had to do with like an actual physical issue that could have been caused by anything else. And so some of the numbers are kind of skewed as well, but it is getting worse after that. So we have to be careful. We have to try to educate the students in our community and just let them know the danger so we don't have.
Is that being found in the stuff that we have the CBD stores and all of that? You never know where. Is it coming from dealers or is it coming from?
I think most of them are coming from dealers, is my understanding. But well, yeah, within some of those shops though are not FDA approved, and sometimes they like to mix their own stuff that they put in vapes. So you still need to be careful. There's a chance that they could be doing it there because it's not regulated. So you don't always know what you're getting there either. Yeah, I think it's mainly dealers. I mean, for those that weren't in the presentation, it's so crazy to me that you can buy a pill just off of Amazon. So people are just mixing things together in their house and pressing them. And sometimes they look better than the actual pills that are made in a lab to use for other reasons. Any other questions?
All right. But fentanyl is, of course, a very serious problem in America, and it's getting worse. And so we can do to try to help educate, for our students, to make sure that we don't make a choice that can cost them their life. All right. Our next speaker is going to be Amy Schwartz-Jarrett. Ms. Jarrett is a counselor here at Weatherford College. She's going to be talking about the services that she in particular provides to our students and employees.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you guys today? It's Monday. We feeling it? Yeah, I understand as well. Well, my name is Amy Schwartz-Jarrett, and I'm a professional counselor for both our campus and White County campus as well. I provide free counseling for students, staff, faculty. I can do individual counseling, group counseling, crisis intervention, consulting, suicide assessments, pretty much anything except medication and prescribing and diagnosis, but definitely have resources that we can connect you with if that is a need. All the services are free, confidential, so it doesn't go back to an instructor or a program or an administrator. That stays between us. I'm located in the Lark building downstairs next to the Kylie Clinic, if you're familiar with where that is. So I've explained many times, go down in the basement. The dark hallway, it's a little eerie, but it's still good. I really thrive to provide a safe space for those that I do meet with. So I want that to be your journey and to help support you and help you through that. Just a few little things I was going to talk to you guys about. Well, and these are kind of the things that I can definitely address with you if that's anything that you're going through. We can do a one-time visit. We can do ongoing sessions, whatever it is that you're needing. There's no limit to that. No need for insurance. Again, these services are completely free for you. I did want to talk just briefly about a couple of little tips. So if these are some things that you are experiencing. I know through college, anxiety ramps up, lack of motivation, sadness, overwhelmingness. So just wanted to kind of help make sure that we identify those things as they come up, because for some of us, it may be something new, maybe something we're not really understanding what's happening to us. So if you're noticing that you're trying to isolate, you have a hard time completing tasks, you don't have motivation, just feeling overwhelmingness that you're not used to, being able to identify those things. Utilize those coping skills that maybe you've had in the past that have been helpful, but if you're not able to even do that much, realizing that and reaching out for help. Talk to someone you trust, and if that's still not helping you get to where you need, find mental health resources that can be helpful for you. Contact me. I have some information in the back that I did bring for you guys. It has my contact information as well as some mental health apps that you can put on your phone that can be very helpful. And then of course the 988 number, which is the number to call. It's the hotline if you're in mental health emergency. You're feeling suicidal or just extremely overwhelmed and not being able to connect with other resources. So just being able to have those numbers on hand and knowing that that is something definitely to use. Let's see, just a few really basic tips. Some of the things that are very helpful for in the moment when you are like finding yourself, maybe you're going in for a test or you're going in for a presentation or you're just having a hard time being present. Some things to practice, which I also have information on back there to give you more elaborate exercises to practice, but really looking at grounding techniques, mindfulness practices, and gratitude. Those three things in and of themselves, when you practice on a daily basis, can really help your mindset and your outlook. And it really helps get you through some of those really difficult times. So when we're looking at grounding, that's basically bringing your mind and your body back together in the present moment. So often our minds are just kind of wandering, either anticipating something that may happen in the future or worrying about something that happened in the past, which neither do we have any control over in that moment. So that just brings additional negative emotions and difficulty for us in that moment. So when we practice these grounding techniques, it just brings you back present to the moment. Worksheet full of different exercises to try. Mindfulness is being aware of you and your surroundings in the moment. What do I notice about my body? What do I notice that I'm thinking? What do I notice that I'm feeling? What do I notice about my environment? So it's being present. And then gratitude, of course, is just being appreciative of things that we have in our life. And it helps to really prime your brain to be more positive. Sometimes we have a real tendency to kind of think negatively, especially if we're already kind of having some difficulty. I had a student the other day that was talking about changing programs, and her statements were, well, what if I can't make any friends in this program? What if I can't make these classes work? What if I can't? What if I can't? So what if you do? What? Yeah. Let's change the ending of that statement to something positive. What if you make the most amazing friendships you've had in your life? What if you totally rock those glasses and you don't have any problems and you find your passion? It's like, yeah, go ahead. So it's really just kind of reframing that and helping ourselves to think in a more positive way. So those are some of the little tips. Resources, like I said, there are so many apps out there. I do have on that worksheet a list of some that are for free. Some that are, they start free, but then you can pay for an upgrade and it opens up different lessons or different exercises to practice. Some of them you actually have to have a subscription for, like Calm and Happify. And then some of them, it's just a one-time fee of like 99 cents or $1.99. But I have several listed on there and there are many, many, many more. So please just kind of explore and look and see what fits for you, because it may be different for each one of us as far as what we find helpful. But there really can be some benefits to some of these apps because they're right there on hand in the moment all the time. They help remind you, oh, why don't you try that breathing exercise? Why don't you try that journal? So it's really beneficial for a lot of us to have that just on hand. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Can students still reach with counseling at WCW?
They can, yes, I have access to both. That's just our main counseling email. There's also the main counseling number, which is the 817-598-6246. I do get all of those voicemails and those emails so they can access me. The ones that's provided on the slide and on that worksheet are my office number and my directory. That I can do this. Any other questions? All right, great. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Our next presenter is Ellie Roberts, Coyote Clinic. She will be talking about the resources that our students and employees have as far as that's concerned.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ellie. I'm one of the school nurses here. The other one is Nancy Shelton. And sometimes there's just one of us in the clinic, and sometimes there's both of us. And right now we've been having some RN to BSN students getting clinical time in the clinic. But if you're taken care of, it'll be by an RN. Okay, next slide, please. And this is our contact info, and I put some cards back there on the back table for you. We are located in the lower level of the Lark building, just directly in front of the Coyote. Go down one of the stairs and go in the door at the bottom of the stairs, and you will find the clinic directly beside the counseling office. So we are there. Next one. And our office is open from 9 to 12 and 1 to 3, Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, just 9 to 12. We're closed every day from 12 to 1. The medical providers actually go to lunch, and so everything just shuts down then. Currently, there's not any copay for students at the clinic. We are starting to charge for employees a $25 or $30 copay, whatever their insurance warrants. We are in conjunction with Harford County Hospital District. The college provides the space and the staff, and the hospital district provides the computers and the testing equipment and a lot of our supplies. No pre-enrollment is needed. People just come on into the clinic. If you've been seen before, we can get you an appointment right away. Otherwise, we're going to have to get you enrolled in the system while you're there. But it does not take very long. It does not take very long. Okay, some of the things that we do at the clinic, they're all under the direction of Dr. Stephen Welch, because nurses work under the direction of a physician or a physician's assistant or a nurse practitioner. He is our main go-to person for any kind of questions or, can we, do this or that or the other. And he tells us yes or no. At this time, we can do some rapid testing right there in the clinic. We can do that for strep, which we've been seeing some strep throat. Flu A, we've seen a couple cases of that. Flu B and for SARS or COVID, and we're still seeing some cases of that, but I'll tell you this. We haven't seen anybody get very sick and it hasn't been lasting very long, so, that's a good thing, I guess, and we can do more extensive computerized testing in the, clinic if one of the providers order us to do that, but we just can't decide on our own to do that, okay? This is the telehealth machine, and this is the machine that communicates to the Parker County Hospital District and across the, we call it the med pod. The doctor will appear on the screen and they can see and hear everything. And we can text them, we can email them through the part, and everything's encrypted. So everything is always confidential. Nobody has access to that information on this campus other than Nancy and I in the clinic. So everything is confidential. Also, what's going on right now is we're seeing about 30 to 40 people a month that are seen by a medical provider, actually seeing a doctor. We have people that just come in, they've scraped their knee, they've cut their hand, they just need it cleaned in a Band-Aid or Band-Aids. We get a lot of Band-Aids out, and that's okay. And we get some phone calls. The most frequent conditions that we're seeing right now are allergies, colds, and flu. People that do not live in this area are stunned by how bad they can feel with allergies. And so if they're from out of state or out of the country, we can help them to get on some kind of maintenance plan so they can deal with those allergies. And generally when they go home, then they're okay. But when they first come here, they have some hard times with that. Okay. Any questions for me? Yes.
I think that's great that we expanded the flying lines as well.
Yes, and we have had some questions, and we are closed June and July, but we've had some questions about, might we stay open the summer months? Some, I don't think we would be very busy, but the providers are available at that time. But for right now, it seems like we're able to handle the flow pretty good. It seems to work out. And we also, if students, if you want to call us, to send us an email, if you have any questions about healthcare in the community, because we can't handle everything in the clinic. Somebody come in last week and they felt like their shoulder was out of place. That's not something they can do through a telehealth card. But we could send them over to Campbell Clinic where they could get some x-rays and some doctors could actually put their hands on them to get that taken care of. Anything? Okay, thank you.
Last speaker is Officer Lauren Foster of the Weatherford College Police Department.
Good morning. Okay, so I think most everybody has the phone number for the on-duty police, but just in case you don't, put that phone number in your phone. There's somebody here 24/7 to answer it, 364 days a year. The only day that it is not answered on campus is Christmas Day. We still have the phone. Somebody's always within 5 or so minutes of being here. Okay, staying safe on campus. Situational awareness. Has anybody heard the term situational awareness? We need to be able to walk without being so stressed out that we're always afraid of things, but also aware of what's happening around us. So that way we can notice when things are off. If you do notice that there's something that just seems out of place, you can call campus police. We would much rather you call us and not need us than to not call us and there really be a true issue. Knowing how to defend yourself. We don't currently offer any kind of self-defense classes. There is a self-defense class on campus that's not ran through the college, but they borrow our space. They do a keto every Tuesday, Thursday night. But just knowing some basic ways to defend yourself, ways to get away from somebody who could potentially harm you, would be a good investment. Knowing when to call 911. If it's an emergency, don't try to find the campus police number. Just go ahead and call 911. This is the reason we have radios on us. Dispatch is always going to be quicker to let us know than you fumbling around trying to find our phone number when it's not really safe to do so. If you're on campus late, a lot of our nursing students, some classes here in ACAB run pretty late after dark. We want y'all to be able to call us and we will walk with you out if you feel uncomfortable. If not, then find a friend and walk with a friend out to your car so that way there's more than one person. Okay, communication. So communication is key. We try really hard to help wherever we can. So if you need a parking accommodation, or if, say, you had surgery or you hurt your knee and you need a ride to and from class, we're happy to do that, but we can't help you if we don't know. So if there's something going on that we can accommodate, we would like y'all to call us before, rather than getting a ticket and then coming in and telling us why you have this ticket. Social media and internet safety. This is huge, especially with the kiddos that live on campus, but even kiddos that don't live on campus, who maybe stay local to the area. Social media, dating app safety, these are some big issues, especially now in a generation where we share our location with everybody. I know Snapchat is one that you can follow your friends around. We have a student Snapchat that kids stay on, and all you have to do is have a student email to get on it. And so not everybody means well that's on the internet. So we need to just be mindful of that, especially when we're on dating apps and we're inviting people to our house or to on-campus housing. Not everybody is going to have our best interest, and we need to be mindful of that. Okay, so reporting. If you see something, say something. Reporting is fairly simple. All you have to do is call us and we will come and help you. If you're a victim of a crime, we are here to serve you. We have a whole lot of victims assistants, probably as well as Amy, maybe even Catherine would have some of that information. But if you are a victim of a crime, don't hesitate to let us know. We will help you. We will get you the resources you need. If you know of a legal activity active occurring on campus, please let us know. The only way that we can fix things is if we know, especially with the drug pandemic right now. It's terrible. I mean, if we have fentanyl on campus, we would like to try to keep it off of campus. And even other stuff like THC, any of the harder stuff. I mean, anything can cause an adverse reaction. So we would like to just avoid it altogether. If you know of any abuse or you're a victim of abuse, please come to see us. This is domestic violence. This is home abuse. You know, we don't have a whole lot of minors on campus, but we do every once in a while get some dual credit students or kiddos that graduated early. We are mandatory reporters. Anybody who works for the college, any adult in the state of Texas, you're a mandatory reporter. So if something is brought to you, you have to let somebody know. If you know someone in a mental health crisis, you can alert us, and then also the campus counselors, or you can call 988 if you don't feel comfortable. The quicker we can get to the person in crisis, or if you're in crisis, the quicker we can help. And that's the goal, especially if somebody's in a suicidal state. You know, we want to get them help as quickly as possible. And sometimes calling 988 can delay that, but still it's a great resource. So up on the left, you see the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I know Amy talked a little bit about that. And then also Parker County Crime Stoppers. If you don't want to call Campus PD, or you don't want to call Weatherford or Parker County, you can call this number and report anonymously, and they will get it back to us. It's a great resource. Sometimes, depending on what the situation is, sometimes they'll pay you for recording. Just as an incentive to actually report crimes that are happening. But really, like, all of these resources we rely on heavily. They're some of our greatest partners, especially because people aren't always comfortable coming to the police or even necessarily going to anybody in person. Do you have any questions?